Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of the Carvel Community Meeting. Today's date is March 10th. Welcome to the community meeting. We're excited to have you. For those of you joining us from home, watching this as a recording on YouTube, we encourage you to come join us live. We meet every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. It's a good opportunity for you to present something that you need help with, feature request, any questions you may have. The maintainers are here to help answer any of those questions. You can also meet other members of the community, and it's just a great support system we have live here for you. And we would love to get to know you and know the questions that you have. When you do have something you want to discuss with the team, just go ahead and add it down below in the discussion topics area, and we will get to it towards the end of the meeting. If you aren't able to join us live and you still want to interact with us and have questions, you can find us in the Kubernetes Slack workspace within the Carvel channel or on Twitter at Carvel_dev. At any point you're interacting with us or any members of the community throughout any of those channels or in this meeting, please read and abide by our code of conduct that's listed here. If you are using any of the Carvel tools, please go to this pinned issue here and add those details on how you are using any of the Carvel tools. We would love to know more about the use cases that others have when using the Carvel tools. It helps us build better products that way, and it also helps the community sort of learn how to use the tools better in different ways when they see how others are using it. So it's a win-win on all sides, and helps us, helps the community. So please add those details here. And if you want to be featured on the adopters page, you can add your logo as well. And for those that are in attendance, if you haven't already done so, please add your name and any organization that you're representing in this attendee list. Moving on to announcements. So we're doing these weekly content sharings. And this week we have a blog post that just went out by a Carvel maintainer, Yash Sethya, deploying to multiple environments with YTT and kapp. Please go give it a read, test it out. Let us know what you think, provide any feedback. And then upcoming content that we have on Carvel maintainer Joao Pereira. I'm probably butchering your last name, I apologize. Image package, image collection, and tagging. And so expect that next week. And I'm sure there's gonna be a pull request on that. So if you wanna give a preview of that and provide any comments yourself, feel free to do so. Additionally, what we have upcoming is a free virtual workshop happening with the Kubernetes Community Days in Bengaluru. It's a virtual workshop, so anyone can attend. It's going to be with the kapp maintainers, Sumik and Praveen, and they're going to go over cloud native application lifecycle management. You can just click on this link and add it to cart, and so that you'll register to attend. If you aren't able to attend that particular workshop live, we will be recording it and posting it to our YouTube later. Now, if you have any content that you wish to share, either through a blog post, if you're doing a workshop, or if you're presenting somewhere at a meetup, or you want to do a demo, anything of that nature, we would love to have you sign up for our content sharing schedule. And so that we can put you on the schedule, tweet it out, email folks about it, send out a Slack message, help promote your efforts in sharing your knowledge with the community about Carvel tools. So we would love to have you. If you have any questions on that, please reach out. And for those that are non-Carvel maintainers, we will be sending you a t-shirt as a thank you for sharing your knowledge. Now for website updates. So we are seeking community feedback on our website. We know there's some different things out there on the website that could be updated, whether that's documentation, information architecture, et cetera, et cetera. So we have this feedback form, and we would love folks who are familiar with Carvel or folks who are simply familiar and work with Kubernetes, but haven't actually worked with Carvel to get fresh eyes on the website and let us know where you see some areas of opportunity to improve the website. So please fill out this survey. We're kind of in a crunch time on this, but we really appreciate if you could take the time and fill this out. Next up, so the KubeCon, Cloud Native Con Europe 2022 schedule went out yesterday. The only Carvel related talk that we have accepted, it's not a technical one, but myself, I'll be talking about my perspective as a community manager along with Karen Chu, who is the Helm community manager. And we're just going to be kind of breaking down the role itself as seems to be a complex one to describe, and you don't necessarily know how to describe it until you're in it and what the value of the role really is. So we're hoping to share our knowledge there and encourage other projects to get a community manager to help them out in their efforts. And it will be virtually or in person, not virtually or online, virtually or in person. You can register to attend here. That'll be in Valencia, Spain. Moving on to releases, we have image package 0.26. Joao.
Here comes image package bearing gifts again, once again. So what we have here. So this particular release is a very interesting release because as soon as we created this release, our new command, describe command, was used to debug an issue that was happening. So it was pretty timely and it's pretty cool. You should check it out. So this command, basically, we introduced a command on image package that allows you to look at a bundle and see what are the images that are part of that bundle. And so that's in this release. It's pretty exciting and it's already paying itself back. The other thing, it's somewhat important as well that, like previously, the image package, every time that it was talking to a registry, and if the registry had an OAuth flow, image package was doing the OAuth flow every time that it talked to the registry. So this was causing some problems because we were like doing too many requests to the auth servers and they were not happy about it. So in this new version of image package now, we can keep the same OAuth session throughout basically all the commands, all the requests that you need to do for a particular repository. So this should make it have like pretty good improvements in terms of connections to the auth server, and it should help the auth servers. To highlight here, Alex did some documentation about Docker proxying and how to do testing on it. So thanks, Alex, for your help. Looking forward for your next PR with us.
Great, thanks, Joao, and thanks, Alex. On to kapp-controller 0.33.1. Who can talk a little bit about this?
So I can, although I'm sure Neil could too if you'd rather. But we a lot of it, as you can see at the bottom, is that actually there's been version bumps of most of the Carvel tools relatively recently. We've got some better descriptions in our CRDs. We've got a few small features. I think some of them are around kind of security and OpenShift support. I guess the one I know the best is the one that has my name next to it, which thanks Scott. So now you'll have an annotation on a package that shows you what package repository it came from. That's yeah, that one did have some community request. And then there's a raft of bug fixes below. So we're improving some stability, some race conditions that people found in production settings, some corner cases. I think that's probably more than enough.
Thanks, Joe. Any questions on either those the kapp-controller release or image package release before we go on to vendor?
I had a quick question about the describe command for image package. If you describe a nested or a bundle that has a nested bundle, will it print out all the images of the nested bundle, or will it just print out the reference to that bundle image?
Thank you for the question, Gareth. Yes, it does print everything for you. So if you just need to describe the bundle that you want, and it will traverse the full bundle, nested bundles, everything. And also, if you had any signatures, it also shows you the signatures that are associated with that bundle. And so, like, everything that you expect to have will be there.
Awesome, good to hear. Okay, moving on to vendor 0.25.0. Who can speak on this?
I can give it a go. I think Ben was mostly working on this one, but I think one of the main features for this one is that when you were using Helm, there was a potential security issue that you could go outside of the, by using symlinks, you could go outside of the directories that you were supposed to be able to access. So we have basically removed that ability to do that. So that is, if you were like making use of that, that's a breaking change. But if you were not, then it is now more secure. And I am not sure about the disable unpack flag. Do you know that one, Joe?
No, but I guess I will add that if you were making use of it maliciously, it's both a breaking change and more secure.
Yes, exactly.
I think for those users, it plays a wave. He goes, ha ha.
Thank you for that, Neil and Joe. And thank you to Brian down below for helping out with this release. As always, if there's anything that we're working on and you find interesting that you want to help with, please do so. We would love to have folks outside of maintainers help contribute to what we're working on. Okay, moving on to status updates. Project roadmap, anything to call out here that's changed since last week, or what folks are working on? Any updates to this?
No real updates. Just continuing to progress through these things.
Okay. Thank you. All right, folks, what are you working on? Looks like YTT has some stuff to share. Who wants to go over this?
Yeah, I put all these here. These are the things that I know that are in flight for YTT right now. Feel free to add more detail if you want. The first bullet point there, make YTT portable to Windows by changing the library key constant, is something I've been working on for some time. Going through a feedback cycle right now. So, yep, still in flight.
I can share about one more YTT update. So last week we completed work on a story to accept standard in as a data value file flag. As part of this story, now users can pass the contents generated by some process that yields a plain YAML to standard out that can be passed as standard in to YTT using data value file flag. So this also improves use of YTT in Windows environment where the flag can be used in PowerShell. So this will be available in the next version of YTT. And also this week we started working on creating content for guide. So when I need to reuse code across more than one file, which approach I would use, a Starlock module, private drive library, or data values file. So if you have any feedback, comment on this story, we would be happy to receive it through our Slack channel.
And
Thank
then
you very
there's,
much. Yep. Go ahead.
yeah, and then there's schema validations track is in flight. We're still working on the first story there, trying to plan ahead in the way that we design the implementation so that the future stories flow nicely.
Thanks, Garrett. Anything else to add for YTT? Okay. As far as the other projects go, is there anything that we should be calling out on what you're working on this week?
So for image package, I just finished some updates to the describe command that will allow you to ignore signatures if you don't want to collect that information. But I think that the big thing that is happening right now is Alex is helping out creating another PR for that would allow image package to tag the images that are being copied with some information from the origin, where they came from. So that's something that we've been asked before, and to have a way to identify what images are or where they came from. So he's working right now on a story that exactly allows for that. And I'm pretty excited about this change. So let's see if we can make this go forward. So that's the main thing that's happening on image package right now.
Okay. And anything else that folks want to share what they're working on? Any questions regarding what was just shared? Okay. Looks like we don't have any discussion topics added below. Has anything come up that folks want to chat about that hasn't been put down? John, how's it going with that proposal that you put out last week?
It's been great. Got actually a lot of quality feedback on the proposal. It's been really useful. It's actually helped improve overall approach. There were a couple of things. Actually, Scott gave a review. Surprise, surprise. And I say that because Scott is just like super booster for our project. Really appreciate all that you do to support us, Scott. So some of the stuff that he had mentioned actually identified specific use cases for particular rules, and pointed out there were a couple of rules that we were dithering on whether or not we wanted to include for the first set that actually are super useful in a Kubernetes context. So we'll be including those. Other folks have brought up some interesting use cases that might adjust some of the priority of some of the more advanced features. We're getting more information about, for example, that being able to edit annotations as a part of this feature. That is, if somebody defines a validation rule, and that's done through an annotation, that you may want to actually edit that. As somebody who's using someone else's library, you may want to like remove a validation for a particular reason. So we're digging into that, and we're trying to like balance out getting a complete feature out into folks' hands and be able to support these additional use cases. So the proposal continues to get updated. And yeah, so if you have ideas, if there's anything that you like to see in this feature, or if you take a review and something doesn't make sense, we'd love to hear from you.
That's really great to hear. Thank you, John, and thank you, Scott, for all your help. It's just so nice to get that perspective from outside the maintainers. So, you know, if you're watching this from home and you would want to provide some of your insight, you know, it's so helpful for us because, you know, we're in it and we don't necessarily use it the way that you may use it, you know, and we're working on it. So we would love to hear all the different use cases that people have with our tools, and it just helps us build things better using your perspective. So thanks so much, Scott, and looking forward to what's to come with this. It's exciting. All right. Anything else folks want to go over? Scott says I have the easy job of just complaining. Constructive criticism.
You know, you're also one of our biggest cheerleaders, Scott. So you get to play both ends of it. It's much appreciated.
You know, it's so much easier just to be a cheerleader or to, you know, complain than to actually write the code. So, you know, I'm very happy to keep that role. But no, it's a lot of fun. So yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I know it certainly helps boost the maintainers' morale when they get to work with members of the community and what you provide, Scott. So it's super appreciated. Okay, well, if that's all we got for today, then thank you everyone for participating in this week's community meeting. If you're watching this from home, we would love to have you join us live. Again, we meet every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. So please come. You can listen in. You don't necessarily have to engage if you're shy. You know, just sit and watch. If you have anything you wish to discuss, come bring those topics. If you want to contribute or provide feedback, we would love to hear it. Anything and everything, we welcome anyone to come and join us. So with that, thank you and hope to see you soon.